wa Kenya. Sasa uko Kenya lakini hayuko Kenya. Unachikizi Kenya. Hizi Kenya ni za Wahindi. Apparently hakuna Mkenya mwenye anaweza rent huko hivi. Imagine you are a Kenyan lakini huwezi rent huko. Ati ni za Wahindi. Yaani tuko Kenya lakini hatuko Kenya. Jesus Christ. Anywho, ndio gava yetu.
Why are there so many Indians in Nairobi?
There are 100,000 Indians living in the capital of Kenya, and they've been here for generations. But how did they get here?
It turns out in the late 19th century, the British shipped over tens of thousands of Indians. Many were brought over as indentured laborers to build the Ugandan railway.
It was known as the lunatic line. In the 70s, the Ugandan dictator forcibly expelled their Indians, but in Kenya, many stayed behind. In Nairobi, I found a little India with Indian street names, Indian shops.
What's your name?
Jusna.
Indian food.
And now they're officially the 44th tribe of Kenya. Follow for more travel stories.
We are not exempt from the laws of this country just because of our skin color.
To the Indians living in Kenya about the finance bill for 2024.
As an Indian living in Kenya, we always say, Kenya is our country. We are also Kenyans. Right now is your time to show how Kenyan you actually are. So many Indians within the Kenyan community are so ignorant of the finance bill because we feel like it will not affect our lives just because we are not the average citizen. You cannot say you are Kenyan just for the name of it. That no longer slacked. My reminder to my fellow Indian Kenyans, if you are as Kenyan as you say you are, Kenyan Indians, please join in, amplify your voice, share as much information as you can, pick up your phone, educate yourself, educate people around you, and I promise you, you will be doing justice for this country. You don't want to attend protests? Fine. Sympathize more with Kenyans. Sympathize more with the people who are actually being affected by this finance bill. And Kenyan Indians, it's time to get off our high horse. It is time to change your perspective on what's happening in Kenya. These taxes are not going to forgive you just because you're brown. Please understand that this finance bill of 2024 is going to affect everyone in the nation. To the women of the Asian community in Kenya, the pads are going to be taxed. You are being affected by this as well. To anyone who does grocery shopping, to anyone who fills their tank with fuel, this is going to affect your daily bread. And yes, you may have an abundance of money sitting in your father's bank account, but there's only so much that your father's money can do for you, okay? Which is why it's so important to stay informed on what's happening. Hashtag reject the finance bill of 2024. It's time for the Kenyan Indians to step up.
Wagwan farm. So it's the 24th of December. I'm going to work at Westlands. And I meet this amazing group of Indians doing their thing, manze, performing their show live on the streets. Which made me wonder, like, is there any Kenyan or black person who turned to become an Indian or join this religion? Because the unity these guys had, it was amazing. There were even Indians from Uganda just doing their own things on the streets. Amazing, amazing stuff, I tell you. These guys were so united. The ladies were looking perfectly fine. Yani, which I know most of you guys have never seen live one-on-one. So here is a take of what we experienced because you guys were not even there. There were just a few of you guys around Westlands. But this just happened today. And let me tell you, these guys really delivered. Whatever they were doing, which I don't know what they were doing, but they did a good thing.
Hii ndio siri mbona Wahindi wanakuwa successful sana kwa biashara zao. Alright? Kitu ya kwanza, Muhindi akipata mtoto anakuanga akijua this is the future successor of this business. Ndio maana akinunua gari ama anunue tingatinga ya kuchimba barabara anaitanga Singha and Sons. Wewe uko hapo, you are an engineer. Uko hapo, you are a successful business person. Wewe una believe mtoto ende asomee America, ende asomee Canada, after akikuja hapa mtoto amefikisha miaka 24, 23, 27 huko hivyo juu, hujai hata introduce kwa business yako, hujai hata introduce mtoto wako kwa the panel yenye huwa unawalead in that company because you are the director. Mtoto hajui anything about that company. And then un expect siku moja wewe ukikufa, wewe mtoto wa take over that company aweze kuirun. Hawezi kwa sababu hajui anything. Ushaiona wakati watoto wa Hindi wamefunga shule, huwa wanapelekangwa kwa hizo maduka. Unapata mtoto wako hapo hivyo na babake watu wakiuza, either kwa cashier ama kwa mali kunaitangwa kwa customer service. Unafunza huyo mtoto from the word go. Wewe unajua siri vizuri. Masomo saizi haikusaidii kabisa ikiwa peke yake. Lakini wewe unataka kuweka hiyo kitu kwa mtoto wako. Mtoto wako anapata D, haelewi kitu kwa shule, lakini wewe tu una force to everything tu kwa masomo. Let me tell you one thing. Kwa mfano saizi let's say wewe ni engineer, umeanza kumkona tinga kadhaa hapo, umeanza kujenga foundation ya kujenga barabara na vitu kama hizo. Mtoto anafaa kupick from where you left. Si na yeye ende aanzisha another thing from scratch na wewe ulianzisha from scratch. Inafaa ukiraise the ground, maybe ufike the second floor na yeye akuja pick from there. Ndio unapatanga kuna kuanga na generation of businesses. That thing inakuanga secret to watu wanaitangwa Jews na watu wanaitangwa Indians. Na hiyo ndio siri ambao Waafrika sana sana they don't do that to their kids. And that's where we go wrong. Una expect mtoto hana experience akuja pick a take over from nyumba zako zenye umejenga nyingi, and you've never taught that kid about anything to do with investment. That's the secret. All right? We should focus on our kids because so that the people who will take after our lives and after we get out of this world. All right? Guess what? Hii video tayari iko pale YouTube na nimeiweka pale in a longer version of it. All right? 10 minutes huko hivyo kuendelea. Go make sure umeenda hapo hivyo umevisit the YouTube channel na jiita Good Joseph. Research tu kwa YouTube Good Joseph utanipata hapo. Na ukifika huko, don't forget to subscribe, like and subscribe for the video, and here on TikTok, follow me for more. See you there.
A lot of Kenyan Indian women are going to be represented on this show. What would you like to tell them who are watching this show?
I would like to break the stigma of Kenyan Indian women because we are Mr. Kenyatta said we are the 42nd or 44th tribe. I don't know, too much champagne, but we are a tribe all the same. We're here to stay.
Would you call yourself the minority?
No, of course not. Why not? I am the very Kenyan Kikuyu Giderian. And it's fine. I want to tell every Kenyan Indian girl, and my daughters too, that it is okay to be powerful, to be your own, and to feel strong and brave amongst all our cultures, because we're a very diverse nation. And why should we be left out? And the Kenyan Indian community need to understand that. Let us be. We are not the black sheep just because we're out here. Because in the Indian community we are very closed off, conservative, and a lot of rules. I want to say break the rules.
Break the rules.
Break the rules.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
सब बढ़िया है।
अरे यार
आप कैसे हो?
हम ठीक है, फर्स्ट क्लास है। लेकिन आज तो बहुत ठंडी लगता है।
बहुत ठंडी है
लेकिन किसुमू में तो थोड़ी गर्मी होता है।
गर्मी है ना किसुमू में?
मुझे 1 महीने के बाद वापिस जाएंगे वहाँ से। वापिस गई।
क्या करने जा रहे हो वहाँ पर?
जी?
क्या करने जा रहे हो किसुमू में? कोई काम है?
नहीं, हॉलीडे ओनली।
हॉलीडे?
1 महीने लाके का वहाँ से फिर वापिस आएंगे।
बहुत बढ़िया।
ठीक है।
We're Kenyan Indian. Of course, we live in either South Sea, Parklands, or Ngara. We're Kenyan Indian. Of course, daddy's money reigns supreme. Always. We're Kenyan Indian. Of course, we're going to explain what makes us Kenyan, even though we are literally the 43rd tribe of the country. We're Kenyan Indian. Of course, we're going to have a problem with someone of our ethnicity marrying outside the culture. We're Kenyan Indian. We hate being called Muhindi, but love being called Asian. We're Kenyan Indian. Of course, we own supermarkets or hardwares. We're Kenyan Indian. Of course, we're going to mix up all the 3 languages and pretend we made a sentence that made sense. We're Kenyan Indian. Of course, we live with our parents.
Okay, so I'm Kenyan, right? Like I was born in Kenya, raised in Kenya, 3rd generation Kenyan born, but I'm ethnically Indian. And I've talked about this a few times, but it's like this constant identity crisis of not really belonging anywhere. Like when I go to India to visit, I'm not really Indian. And when I'm in Kenya, people just question my Kenyanness. But what I realized is, who gave anyone else the authority to tell me what nationality I am, or where I should call home, or where I should say I'm from? Because surely that should be up to me, right? And so, I don't know, but I'm just like, I know a lot of 3rd generation people feel like that. Like, you belong wherever you choose to belong. And you are from wherever you choose to be from. It shouldn't matter what anyone else thinks.
Public service announcement. You do not need to put on an American or British accent to be on radio or TV. You can sound Kenyan. You can own your Kenyan accent because that's who you are. That's your identity. And you should be proud of it. You don't need to sound British or American to be liked as a radio presenter or as a TV presenter. I was in the car driving and I heard a radio presenter and she was putting on an accent and it was so obvious. She said things like, "Clars." Excuse me, what? What is clars? Do you mean class? Do you mean class darasa? She said passport. Hold on, wait a minute. Do you mean your purse? Like your bag? Or do you mean passport? You don't need to put on an accent which will make you mispronounce words. Just talk clearly, pronounce words well, or don't fake an accent. Own your accent, own your identity, and pronounce words well. And everyone's gonna love you because you're not trying to be someone that you aren't. Alright? Clock it. So I'm with my good friend Eric Joka, who is going to India, New Delhi to be specific. He's going to be working for an international news company there. So proud of you.
Thank you.
While working from Kenya, he has learned a few Hindi words, starting off with
Kya hal hai?
yes, which means how are you? You also learned
Shukriya.
which means thank you, and
TK.
I'm fine, I'm okay.
And namaste. I think everyone
Yes,
knows that.
namaste. And lastly, acha hai.
Acha hai.
It's good.
Acha hai.
Acha hai. So it's all good.
And then you have to shake your head. Acha
It's all
hai.
good, acha hai.
Acha hai.
Salaam alaikum guys, it's your girl Radhika here. Leo tunafunzana Swahili na Hindi. In Hindi we say pesa. In Kiswahili we say pesa. In Hindi we say dunia. In Kiswahili we say dunia. In Hindi we say lekin. In Kiswahili we say lakini. In Hindi we say kitab. In Kiswahili we say kitabu. And in Hindi we say champal. In Kiswahili we say champali.
But how did you ended up living Kenya and here? Like,
oh yeah, okay. So I was born in Kenya. I'm a third generation Indian Kenyan. So to give you a little bit of the historical influence of that, the Brits went and colonized India. Mm-hmm. They built the railway all around India. They took the Indians who knew how to build the railway, took them to Kenya because Kenya's an entry port into a mainly landlocked continent, as you know, with Africa. They built the railway, and then a lot of the Indians stayed there. And so that's kind of my background, both on my mother's side and my father's side.
Interesting.
And then then eventually a lot of the Indians settled there, and then they became, traders and business people. But my family became some of the first Indian Kenyan lawyers. So I come from more of a legal, more of a professional background.
If I look at some of the DMs I'm getting,
You might not be Indian. You could be Sri Lankan, you could be Bangladeshi, you might be Pakistani, you might not even be South Asian.
Yeah.
But you're grouped together, right?
Correct.
And there's nothing you can do to change that narrative. What do Kenyans and Pakistanis have in common? It's their belief that every negative emotion can be solved with a cup of cha, with a cup of chai. And Kenyan tea farmers can now celebrate because Pakistan has actually listed Kenyan tea as an essential commodity. See, I told you Kenyans and South Asians are super similar. Can we cut out the Rudi Quenu for the next 2-3 weeks? I think that's a fair trade. Pakistan is actually the biggest market for Kenyan tea, with the East African nation sending over 50% of its tea to Pakistan.
Okay, my name is Honorable Irshad Sumra. I'm a politician here in Kenya, and a citizen of Kenya, and a former member of Parliament of Embakasi. Whatever happened in Uasin Gishu, in that rally, we will not accept it. We, the Indians and the Asians, are bona fide citizens of Kenya. We are the 5th generation. We have people who have come here since 1896. Kabla Kenya hajapata independence. And Arun Cheriot, senator, if you are a leader who wants to come in politics in this country's parliament as a racial person, then you don't have space in parliament. Honorable Mishra is a respected elder in our Indian community. Honorable Mishra has been given to his constituents a lot of things, cows, food, you go to his hospital, free medical services, operations. He's given employment opportunities. I remember during Corona time, he took tons and tons of food. And today he's being told, waindi waende Punjab. Muhindi gani aende Punjab? Arun Cheriot, I need you to apologize publicly to the whole entire Indian and Asian community. Sisi sio watu wajinga. It hurts us when we contribute towards the development of economy of this country. And if he knows, kama anataka ukabila, his master, the Deputy President Ruto, is always saying, hatuna ukabila, tuko equal, but kule keses, tuliona kweli, UDA ni chama ya ukabila. Look at me, I'm in Azimio. Hakuna pahali, anybody from my party, ya ODM, anaambia we ni Muhindi. Wataniambia we ni Muhindi sugu na Muhindi moja na tunakuheshimu. Shakil Shabir is with me. Rahim Daud is there in Meru. Hawakuna watu wa kutoka Meru ama Kisumu ama Nairobi wanatuambia sisi tuende India. We are Kenyans. And this is an attack, direct attack on the Indian community. Arun Cheriot, wajaribu kuja kusema hiyo kitu hapo tena. And I'm requesting Nurdin Haji, DPP, National Cohesion and Integration Committee, Arun Cheriot is on record kuongea mbaya kuhusu Mishra na Indian community. We want action to be taken. If this country has got constitution and we abide by the constitution of Kenya, we Indians, na sisi wa Kenya hatutaki ukabila. Wakati ile kwa shida, wakati ya bomb blast, wakati ile ya corona, wakati ya hunger, the same Indian community inakuja front line kusaidia wananchi wa Kenya. I'm a proud Indian. I agree.
आप कैसे हो? फर्स्ट क्लास है, बढ़िया है, बहुत ठंडी लगता है लेकिन कभी ठंडी बहुत है। बट वन एक महीने की बात गर्मी होता है, गर्मी आ जाएगी, फिक्र ना कीजिए आप, ये बात है।
शुक्रिया, अलविदा।
शुक्रिया।
Country is this?
How we keep it tight. We eat, sleep, behave as my sexy ladies know how to pull it out. How we rockin', how we bring it all out. Straight up, proud to be. How we rockin', how we bring it all out.